Hello everyone, welcome back to Tina Teach Django. Today's another day, another lesson, deleting data and updating the model file. Well, we'll be deleting the records. We've learned how to add and update our database. Now we're going to delete them. And for the model file, we're gonna learn how to add different fields, data fields, inserting data for the model file. Okay, so first off, deleting records, very easy. The only thing you need to remember is x dot delete and then the parenthesis. Now what is x? X is simply a variable that gets assigned member objects all and then the index of the value that you want to delete. Okay, so it goes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, more or less depending on your database. Okay, so if you want to check that the variable has the correct value that you want to delete, you can always go x dot first name or whatever property that you've assigned to your database, and then you can use member objects all values to showcase the whole thing, make sure that you've deleted the correct one. Okay, so that's for deleting records, very simple. Next, let's move on to something a little bit more sophisticated. We'll be working with the models.py file, and in this file, this is what we're going to add. We're going to go from Django.dp import models, class member, models model, and then, first name, last name with the character field. So we've added these previously already, right? So you don't need to rewrite these. And the new ones is actually phone, models.integer field, and then join date, okay? And we'll talk a little bit more about this later. This is all we're going to add for this file so far. Let's move on to, make migrations, okay? So after you've made changes to the models.py file, you need to let Django know, oh, I've changed some stuff. Do take a look and please update, do whatever you need. And we accomplished that through py, manage.py, make migrations, members. Make sure that your command prompt is actually in the folder that has the manage.py file, okay? Otherwise, it's not going to work. And after you've run through these, it's going to give you two options, and we'll take a look at the two options in the demonstration a little bit. But for now, let's choose option 2, and we go back to the models.py file, and we're going to add null equals to true and null equals to true for both phone and joined date. Now, what does this do? This allows us to basically give values these empty properties, okay? Let's say in our database currently we have Jessica, right? We have Jessica Jane, and we've added two data fields, phone and joined date. Null equals true, meaning that both phone and joined date can be empty for the value Jessica Jane. Okay, let's move on to the next part. As you can see, every time we change the models.py file, we have to make migration. And that's exactly what we did. And then pymanage.py migrate, okay? Now, we're done with all of those, slightly difficult stuff, no more opening files and whatnot. We're just gonna dive straight into adding more into our database, okay? So pymanage.py shell to open the command line from members.models import member. Since this is the interactive command line, you have to import this every time that you want to test, you want to mess around with these files. But if you just have like a Python file that you can write in like the IDLE or Visual Studio Code, you don't need to rewrite this. X members objects all 0. We're going for the first value. X.phone equals to, I'm just going to give example. X join date January 6, 2024. Now, there's a reason why I chose this specific format, because when we run it in the command prompt, you'll see a type of error, and I want to show you that. And x.save. That's it. Last one is member objects are values, just to check if everything is running smoothly as it should. So let's move on ahead with deleting the records. I'm just going to go ahead and move to this folder in my command line and pymanage.py shell, okay, to the interactive prompt. Next up, from members, models, import member. You gotta import to work with your files. Next up is x equals to a member at value at a certain index. So I'm gonna go with 4, and I'm gonna check what the first name is. So it's actually Jean, and we're gonna get rid of Jean. Okay, x delete over there. That's our output. And if we run the whole thing back just to check the whole database, it'll look something like this. Okay. Next up, let's move on to modifying the models. Phone equals to models, integer field. Okay, we're just going to leave it blank for now. Next up, to join date, models and date field. Okay, save, and then let's close this file. Go back to our command line, make sure that we're in the correct folder so we can actually use the manage.py file, make migrations because we've made some changes. And as you can see here, it's given us 2 options, right? So this option number 1, and that's option number 2, which is going to be the thing that we go for. And you just type 2, press enter. Now all that is done. Let's move on. Go back to models. Let's edit it with the IDLE. Null equals true for both phone and join date. Null equals true. Null equals true. Okay. Going back to the command line, and we're gonna make migrations again since we've changed the file, right? Make migration to update. As you can see, we have add field join date and then add field phone. So we've had both. Next up, pymanage.py migrate. And now all that is done. We go back to the interactive prompt. So let me just resize this a little bit and zoom in. From members models, import member, right? And x equals 2. We're just going to go with index 0 this time. And let's add in phone 5555, just a sample, and join date. I'm going to go with the format that I've shown you previously, just to see what this gives us. Okay, January 1st, 2024. Once you go with save, it gives you a lot of text. Okay, that's a lot of text. And if you look down here, it says that the format provided is not correct. Please use this one instead. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to go with x join date, just the same thing again, but different format this time. All right, x join date, and then we're going for the same format. Okay, save, and let's check our whole database. Member, objects, all, and values. All right, as you can see, this is all we have. I'm just going to do a little bit of zooming out, sorry. And if you look closely, there's no Jean because we've deleted Jean already. So that's it for today's lesson. Thank you for watching. Next topic is going to be preparing template and the views file. Learn today, better tomorrow. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment anything you don't know, and have a wonderful day.